It has been my pleasure to edit the video piece that you will see next. It celebrates LInda Lambrecht, who is a deaf educator. She calls herself, quite correctly, a deaf role model. She is on the faculty at the Gallaudet Center at Kapiolani Community College. The Gallaudet Center is a branch of the Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C., and its mission is to serve the deaf community both here in Hawaii and in the outer Pacific. In this video, we'll have a chance to see LInda teaching American Sign Language via video teleconferencing to the deaf community in American Samoa. That's very cool. And she's also spearheading a project along with Nancy Breidenbaugh, who is the director of the Gallaudet Center, to develop what we call kind of an elaboration on the shared reading project, where we, well, maybe Kathy, you've been using the shared reading project.
Sure. We've actually brought this project out to Yap, where we've had LInda interpret some Yapese stories. And then we've made QuickTime movies out of it and burned it to CD and sent them out so that our people in Yap can use them on their computers to share these stories. We
have a video of LInda signing the story, and then the book itself goes with the video, so that deaf people, families of deaf children can read the story, physically read the story while reviewing the video and learning the signs so that they can learn to share the story with their children. It's, yeah.
And now you know what? It's time for Where It's At.
All right. Please enjoy. Meet LInda Lambrecht. She is with the Gallaudet Regional Center. She is in American Samoa, teaching the deaf community and their friends to interpret stories, dramatic interpretations using American Sign Language. There is no better teacher than LInda Lambrecht. Fuala and Meanoa now share a story in the classroom. Meanoa reads the book. Fuala signs it. One of the children, Aimoli, is deaf. She enjoys the story with all of her peers. Fuala is also deaf. She is learning to be a role model. One day we hope that Fuala will be a teacher of the deaf. All of the children enjoy learning the signs. Aimoli and her friend get a private reading. It's nicer and quieter outside. We want Aimoli to become proud of American Sign Language. And we want her peers to appreciate it too.
It made the children laugh.
You go, Fuala. Be a role model, friend. Aimoli looks at the camera. Meanoa redirects her. It's very important that she learn to watch with her eyes. A deaf volunteer is eager to help. It is utterly amazing how people from the community will come forth and want to give if they are just supported and respected. This man came from the Goodwill. He loved to teach the signs to Aimoli. LInda Lambrecht builds the deaf community through teleconferences.
Are you hearing? Do you work with children? Do you work with deaf children? At the college, yes.
LInda teaches vocabulary and concepts. She writes on the whiteboard, she models, she interacts with her students in American Samoa. Teleconferencing is a natural technology to support the deaf community. All sorts of people turn out, deaf children and their parents, teachers, trick or treat, trick or treat. Trick or treat, which one? LInda watches and confirms. Stories are shared. We believe in stories. A bunch of apples
There's some flowers facing this way, then he
Build up the fire. Catch more bats. Bring out the spider web bread. Olele may umaya, which is here, allow my land in the forest.
Linda interacts with her students. They engage in dialogue. She confirms that they understand. Please meet Mu. He is one of the outstanding deaf educators of American Samoa. He tells stories with beautiful dramatic interpretation. Songs are sung. It's Christmas time. Meanoa interprets stories on videotape in her classroom. Jim holds the camera. He films the book. Meanoa points to the vocabulary words to learn. She teaches. Meanoa and Tanielu read along with the classroom television. The tape is playing now. Tanielu is learning to learn. He watches his teacher on the videotape. He practices the vocabulary signs. Tanielu has never been to school before. All of this is new for him. He is highly motivated. Watch and learn. Confirm with your teacher. Practice. Be confident. Leinati and Tanielu produce their own videotape. We call this modeling and self-modeling. Leinati is a role model. She knows that. She is teaching the vocabulary. Jim is filming on the video camera. We are making a movie. Now we include Tanielu himself, so that he will see his role model, but he will also see himself. We call this self-modeling. Human beings learn powerfully by watching themselves. It's a nut. Tanielu practices with the computer. He learns to sign, read, and type his letters. The video that we produced is now converted to a QuickTime movie, which is playing on the computer. Tanielu is watching his role model, and he's watching himself. He practices with his video. He is utterly determined. He makes the letter L. Tanielu also is learning the keyboard because we want him to learn to type and write his letters. The keyboard is complicated. Row by row he scans. Ha-ha, he finds the letter R. Tanielu shows his teacher that he has mastered the book. Remember, he's never been to school before. Tanielu points to the vocabulary concepts and signs them for his teacher. He knows this book cold. Tanielu takes the book and the video home to show his family. He is proud. His auntie is proud, as are his cousins. He shows them all that he has learned. Tanielu points. He shows the sign. His cousin learns from him. Tanielu is empowered. He is the teacher. It's his book to share with his family. So many signs to learn. The family learns to share the book together. The videotape that was made at school is now in the home VCR. Tanielu and his teacher Meanoa share the signs. share the joy of the storybook. We learn from experience. We reach out. Linda shares books with the people in Micronesia. Hello, my name is Linda Lambrecht, and today I'm going to share a book with you. We are now producing these stories onto CD-ROMs that can be distributed to island peoples of the Pacific so that they too can share stories with one another. 3 coconut trees. 1, 2, 3. Coconut. We want to give special thanks and acknowledgement to Linda Lambrecht. She is a deaf role model. You see her joy and excitement. She is a great teacher. I want to acknowledge and say thank you to this beautiful Samoan family that gave me permission to come into their home and see the pride that their deaf son obviously was taking in sharing his new skills and a beautiful story with his parents and his brothers and sisters. Great opportunity for me to appreciate the power of shared reading and the use of video to enhance American Sign Language learning.
That was beautiful. And you know what? It's time for further learning.